All right, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Manifest the Thoughts podcast, where we're helping people bring their imagination into reality. Tonight is an exciting night, and I want you to do me a favor for all of you who are going to be tuning in on Facebook. Do me a favor, like and share your page. Good to see you. Alberto, good to see you, bro. It's my coworker. Good to see you. Anybody that's going to be on YouTube, good to see you. Giving some time for everybody to come in before we get started. Running a little bit behind time. Everything that could go wrong tried to go wrong, but it didn't happen. Bars. I'm here. Guess what, y'all? I have a special lady in the house that, I mean, man, what could I say about this lady that haven't already been said about heaven? How about that? Her name is Lolita Frazier, who is a coach, entrepreneur, a runway coach extraordinaire. She's an author. She does a lot. We're going to get into our life today. It's all about her today. Guess what? I mean, and our topic tonight is about meditation, and she's looking so good in the background. Can't wait to have you to come in and, talk to us. And we just want to wait for other people to come in. And listen, y'all, do me a favor, like and share your page. I'm so happy for this moment, and had a chance to, for about a good 3 to 4 or 5 seconds, meet this young lady, and the imprint and the impression was already done. Good to see y'all. Hope that everybody's having a good night. Do me a favor, let me know what you're drinking. I'm drinking a Coca-Cola, and I mean something. Come on, y'all, stop playing. Make it nice. All right, stop playing. All right, it's a good night tonight, y'all. Welcome to Manifest the Thoughts podcast. We're helping people bring their imagination into reality. Do me a favor, just like and share your page. We'll give you some time to come in. Absolutely. And about to get this party started. And I'm so very, very happy about this. And I'm just happy. That's all I got to say. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you, Deborah. Good to see you, Egberto. You came on here, Egberto, to tease me. I know you did, but it's all good. I can't wait. Listen, do me a favor. If you know any, we got 3. Okay, everybody's coming in. That's great. That's what I want to see. I'm getting nervous. Come on. Don't embarrass me in front of my guests, y'all. Come on, stop playing. Good to see everybody, y'all. Deborah, good to see you. I see we got 3 on the line. Good night. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're going to get started in a few minutes. And I know it takes some time for everybody to come in, but we're going to get the ball rolling. I'm not going to hold my guests too long, but I want for everybody to hear and see about this young lady we call Lolita Frazier, all the way from Columbia, South Carolina. And we sort of kind of like kinfolk because I'm from King Street, South Carolina, but she's from Columbia, South Carolina, by way of Virginia. So we're happy to see everybody. Please come on in now. Come on in, like and share your page. Let everybody know that we are in the building. We are getting started in a few minutes. Good to see everybody, y'all. It's about to happen. It's about to go down. This is Manifested Thoughts Podcast, y'all. Happy to see everybody. I know that there's some people on my YouTube that's going to be coming in and stuff like that. So not going to fret. Going to start rather. Let me tell you, I'm going to take it back to church where one or two are gathered. Stop playing. Come on. Good to see everybody. Thank you for the hearts. Do me a favor. Thank you. Give me the hearts, everybody. If you know somebody that needs to hear this content, we are going to be talking about healing tonight, meditation tonight. This is the lady that's going to help us do it, who've come from a place like never before. Handsome Men Problem Podcast is on the line. My boy Jerome. Good to see you. Good to see you, bro. Good to see everybody. Thank you for the hearts. Wow. Lolita, you getting hearts tonight already before you even get on. Good to see you. Please do me a favor. Like and share your page. Let everybody know. Call all the women. Call all the brothers, but call all the women. We got 6 on the line. We coming in, y'all. Happy to see everybody calling on all of the women, y'all. Yeah. This men, I want y'all to come in and I want y'all to hear this tonight. This is gonna be this fire. Something like never before, y'all. Yes, y'all. We're especially favored tonight with my special guest. Her name is Lolita Frazier, and she is an entrepreneur. She is a coach. She's everything that anybody could ever know to be what we call survival, powerful, greatness, all of that, y'all. Come on, y'all. Authoritative, everything. And we're going to dive into her life tonight. Please do me a favor, like and share your page tonight. Let everybody know we're in the building. Manifested Thoughts, y'all. Come on, y'all. Stop playing. It is on the way. She's in the building. And I'm just so happy, and I can't wait. Oh, that's wonderful. Lolita, they're saying that you're a beautiful lady. Watch when you get a chance to meet her. Oh, my goodness. Good to see you. Brooklyn Cakes in the house. Sir, I got your flyer and everything we're going to be promoting and stuff like that. You have a wonderful, wonderful organization that's coming in. Do me a favor, bro. If you can, call all the models and let them know to come in and come on. If anybody have ever had a hurt, we're going to help you be mended tonight by this young lady who have a beautiful story. Oh, my goodness, man. I mean, you thought that you had it. You thought you had it bad. But listen, she came from a dark place into a place where it is lucrative, y'all. It's beautiful. Come on, y'all. I can't wait. Thank you for the hearts. Give me the hearts if you know you're alive. If you're happy to be alive tonight, do me a favor. Just let me know. Like and share your page. Can y'all just give us the hearts before we come on? We're about to start in the next 2 minutes, y'all. We're going to get our intro done, and I'm going to address you, and I'm going to pull in my guests. Oh, man, I just can't wait. And everybody who have her on their platform is always excited. And we've been talking back and forth, and she's been encouraging me. I want to just say, wow, let me get this out the way now. I do apologize for our first commercial. I got so excited and got some of the wrong information, but then she corrected me, and I was like, okay, I got to go back and do it again. She's like, no, I want you to strut this out. I was like, I'm going to strut this out and do it over. And I did it. Thank you. God bless you. Good to see everybody. Y'all do me a favor, like and share your page. I'm glad that you are all on. I see my boy that's all right. Good. Ahmed's coming in. The YouTube. Good to see y'all. We are actually live from YouTube and on Facebook. So if there are people who don't have Facebook, let them know. Look, go on Manifested Thoughts Podcast right there on YouTube, and we are there as well. Absolutely. Y'all, we're about to get started. We're about to get started in a few seconds. I promise y'all. Brooklyn Cakes, I'm glad to see you, bro. And I'm glad that you'll be here with me for a minute. And yeah, man. Yeah, we're going to get this thing started. And I'm so happy about this tonight. All right. Wow. I'm kind of nervous, y'all, because I'm happy and I'm excited, you know. They always say if you're happy, you know it, clap your hands. If you're nervous, then you know it. We're about to get this started, y'all. All right. think about when you hear the word excellent, greatness, powerful? Let me tell you something. I only have one name. Her name is Lolita Frazier, all the way from Columbia, South Carolina. She's going to be on our platform sharing with us about how she helped heal over 500 broken women out of their brokenness and into wholeness. She is an author. She is a runway coach. She is the CEO and founder of Strut Runway Therapy. Listen, meet us right here. And by the way, it's your boy Donald Francis. This is Manifested Thoughts Podcast. We're helping people bring their imagination into reality. See you there. Oh man, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? It is Manifested Thoughts in the building, y'all. And I know for some reason I got my hat a little low because I got my camera up there and everything that could go wrong went wrong. But guess what? I'm here. What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? I hope everybody's good. Do me a favor. Can you please give me the hearts, if you will, if you know that we're going to give you some value even before we even start. For those of you on YouTube, we're so happy to see you and we're glad that you're here. We're glad. Thank you for the hearts, y'all. Thank you for the hearts. Guess what, y'all? We got Lolita Frazier in the house, y'all. So I'm feeling real saucy tonight. I'm feeling really happy tonight. And listen, let's just get this started. Let me just say, first of all, welcome to Manifested Thoughts Podcast. We're helping people bring their imagination into reality. Our starting goals is to help at least 500 people through our platform and our program to bring their imagination into reality. You might not only see me here, but every now and again you'll see me on this platform called It's Life Podcast here on YouTube, where we're helping people make better decisions. Everything's about the mind. This is my first channel, and I want you to know this. It's all you TV. That's where you'll find the short films. That's where you'll find all the motivational speaking and some of the skits and stuff like that. ITZALLYOU TV, only on YouTube. And I wanted to say, listen, if we're waiting for the first time, my name is Donald Francis, and I'm so happy that you're here with us. And I'm happy that you saw it fit not to just walk away from us, but I'm glad that you see us tonight. I'm glad that you're with us. We have a special guest with us. Like I said, her name is Lolita Frazier. I'm so happy, as y'all can see. I'm very, very excited. And I mean, this lady is powerful. I looked at some of her stuff. I watched her. Just glad to see people on the line tonight. Good to see you, Elizabeth. Wow, good to see you, Melvin Harding. Good to see you, Brooklyn Cakes. Good to see you. I think it's that Danny. Danny, good to see you. Handsome and Problems, everybody's on the line. I'm not going to waste any time. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to buckle your seatbelts. I'm going to bring my guest right in because she's happy. I see her right now. She's just chilling, and I'm happy. I want y'all to meet none other than I present to some. Could act like I'm in church. I present to some and introduce to others none other than the wonderful, the beautiful, the only Lolita Frazier. What's going on, sis?
What's going on? How are you? Oh my gosh.
Oh.
You got me smiling from ear to ear. Like, I'm like, "Whew, let me get it together. How's
Oh,
everything going?"
sis, let me tell you something. You have every right to smile from ear to ear because of who you are. People are showing so much love and they're still coming in on Facebook and they're still coming in on YouTube. And I'm so happy that you're here on the platform. How you feeling?
I feel amazing. Like, my
Wow.
word has been unstoppable. Like, I'm like, wow. Like, listen at the intro. Like, I'm just, I'm blessed. I feel very grateful. I'm honored
Wow.
to, have this opportunity. And just, I think grateful will sum it up.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm grateful. I feel the same way. I'm just happy to be able to meet great people like yourself, come across people, and the way that we thought we met everybody was it was amazing because number one, I am. For most of you know that I'm a brand ambassador at 55 Hudson Yards there. I don't mind telling the building because again, it's a public place. And I saw these beautiful group of ladies. Some of the gents, I saw people with a Sony A7S or 3. I know my cameras at the same time. I says, wow, look at the lens. He was following this great lady with all these beautiful women who had like these wonderful black denim jackets with, I think you had Runway on the back. I wasn't
And
sure. I
they
didn't
had
get a chance.
different strut quotes.
Difference, yeah, and they were on their way to this place called The Edge. And if you haven't been there, please go there. I'm not there to promote that tonight. It's all about our Lolita Frazier tonight. And so I want you to understand something that I saw them and I was bringing somebody else upstairs into this building 30. And I saw them on the corner there at 33rd Street and Hudson Boulevard. And so upon dropping the person off, and I'm on my way back down out of 30, and lo and behold, that's when the magic took place. I saw Lolita and all of Lolita and her crew coming into the vestibule, and she asked the security guard, "Do you know where the edge is?" And I kindly intervened. I was like, "Yeah, well, she can't go no place, but I'm gonna speak to her." And all of a sudden, I said, "I'll show you and I'll let you know." I said, "Come on, come with me, follow me." And I said, "Excuse me, but who are these beautiful, group of people?" And then she began to share with me all of what she do, and I still didn't get and grasp all of what it was until I've done some of my research, and now she is here on our platform. What a magical moment, sis.
Yeah, it
What
was
a
a magical moment,
what,
like
what
honestly. And I just thank you for, just seeing us,
yeah,
just seeing us. And to me, it was just like such an organic connection. It was like magnetic, like, you were
yeah.
who I was supposed to talk to. Like, that's just kind
Wow.
of how I look at it.
Absolutely. I don't think anything's by chance. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? When I
yeah, I
take a
agree.
look at it. And I just want to say, thank you for even coming on our platform, a brother you've never met. And again, a lot of people work a lot of places, they do a lot of things, but not everybody you can trust. But, it was a spiritual connection at the same time. It was more
Yeah,
than just anything physical, it was a divine connection. Like you said, we were supposed to meet.
right.
And I want to just be vulnerable for a couple of seconds, real quick, to you. On our platform, we've been doing things, and of course, the work that we have to do when it comes down to, content creating, come down to podcasting, come down to doing stuff on YouTube and anything outside of YouTube that have anything to do with, sharing your gift. Sometimes you can become a little discouraged, even though you might have things lined up. Before you had certain people that were supposed to be on the platform, and they sort of bailed out on me at the last minute, not realizing how big it was and how much, time is taken in, to getting people on the program. Because again, you got the thumbnails, you got the commercials, you got the advertisement, all of that type of stuff. And not everybody may operate that way, but I believe in giving people the best of all that I can. And when you came along, I was like, wow, what an answered prayer. Not to have, or for the sake of having somebody on the platform, but to have somebody that can share value to our community. You know what I'm saying?
I received that. Thank you.
Yeah, and so let me just give you a little bit of history real quick of the kind of audience that you do have. Because by the way, we didn't get a chance to really talk physically, but except through text. And I want you to know that some of us are from the projects, some of us are from great housing and stuff like that. We've come from particular, atmospheres and environment where it wasn't always the best, but we learned how to become family. We learned how to love each other through, some of the adversity we had to face. A lot of us have grown up, and into our own now, but there's some people who are still stuck behind, what I'm saying, Lolita. And I do believe that environment can be more important than anything hereditary, because the more and more you're under an atmosphere in a particular place that you're seeing things over and over and over and over, after a while it will trigger, your actions and your character and your personality, even if it's not you. And so when I
Right.
look into your story and I think about manifested thoughts and I think about meditation, I also think about the words affirmation and stuff like that. And I says, you are in sync with what it is and where we are, and I just want to say thank you for even taking the time out to do this for not only the women but also the gentlemen as well, so that
Yes,
we'll
for
be able
everybody.
to absolutely.
Yes.
So now enough about us. Let's get into you tonight. So tell us a little bit about where it started. Now, to my understanding, you used to live in VA.
Yes, I'm from Virginia, born and raised, and I've been living in South Carolina for about maybe 13 years at this
Wow.
point. It's been
Wow.
it's been it's been so long now that I've stopped counting. It's like, okay,
Right,
I'm
right.
here. I'm here.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And so now you're from Columbia, South Carolina.
No, I'm from Virginia and I live in Columbia.
Right, yeah. I mean, at the present time, at the moment,
No,
right?
I'm just
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
keep saying
joking.
that.
It's like a
Ah,
VA thing. It's like I'm gonna always be from VA, but yes,
I,
I
I know.
reside in Columbia, South Carolina.
Got
I
you.
have a lot of love for Columbia, South Carolina, and
Yeah,
yeah, just had to
got
mess around a
that's
little bit.
that's that's beautiful. And I'm always like, oh man, she's from Virginia, Columbia, sir, but you reside out there, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you, you're doing such a great work out there,
yeah,
and I do believe that God have a particular plan for everything, even if we intended to just say I'm out, my time is up here, we have a
yes,
particular way. And so tell us, if you don't mind me diving right in, tell us, about how you created this wonderful, organization, and where it all started, the origins, before we get specifically into you tonight, you know?
Okay. All right. And so the backstory of this is I'm a former model, and from modeling maybe for, many years, I became a runway trainer. I developed like this love for what the feeling of the runway gave me. Like it was like a feeling of empowerment, if I could use one word to explain it. But before then, my background was a young girl who grew up without her dad, grew up in a very hostile, chaotic, but loving background. Um, Dealt with a lot of complexion issues, being like the darker kid of the family, um, and just really didn't have a lot of hope for myself. Like I felt, just all the things that come with those things. And so me walking the runway for the first time was really kind of like something that I always really wanted to do
Oh,
naturally. I'm sorry about that.
that's all
This
right.
is
It's okay.
something that naturally, I connected with was fashion. So I took a chance and did a fashion show, and I was really good at it.
Okay.
And I had something different, but what people didn't understand, like it wasn't about my beauty or anything like that. It was more so about me finally having an opportunity to, share my power and my strength and my beauty. Um, you know, all the things I had overcome. Like it was like the first time I had really felt like just powerful. Like nobody knew what my background was. They just saw what they knew what they saw, and that was the thing that won them over and made them want to know more about me. And so I moved on to become a runway trainer. From runway
Wow.
training, I started working with. I did a fashion show where I work with breast cancer survivors, and instead of me focused on the breast cancer, I mean on the models, now my models were survivors. And my ultimate goal was to teach them how to stand tall with confidence,
Mhm.
even in the midst of their storm, by using like my childhood. Like, man, if I strutted through that, I can help them. This will be the motivation to get them, to encourage them to strut. And
Wow.
so that's what it was. And so I started training breast cancer survivors and really finding like, understanding the power of posture. Like, even though I had been through so many things, like you would never know by looking at me, because I've always like held myself a certain kind of way. It goes back to like my grandmother used to, tell us like people only know what you show them. And that was strutting through it back then, but I didn't realize that. And so I started training breast cancer survivors and went
Mhm.
on as this confidence coach, and started understanding how, people walk in pain, right?
Mhm.
And how when you're walking in pain, you become a hurt person. And I just had the message, it was so clear. And then a hurt person killed my son. And so
Wow.
on September 28th, 2016, I received a phone call. My career was at like the all-time high.
Wow.
We had got recognized in Brooklyn at the Dumbo Festival by Essence magazine, and doing
Wow.
the same thing that you saw me doing. But this time, my son was alive, and we come back to South Carolina, and I get a phone call 14 days later to tell me that somebody killed my son.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, it threw me off a lot, because, here I am teaching other people how to strut through their pain and how to get through like all the life challenges they had. And then I like was hit with something that was so hard that I didn't really know how to strut through it, but I've always known how to do everything. So it's like,
Mhm.
how do I do this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I went on training, and one day I couldn't fake it no more. Like I was just so hurt
Yeah.
that I was just like, I gotta be real with like the models that I was training, because
Yeah.
like they look up to me. And
Yes.
I don't ever want them to think that I don't feel anything. Like I feel it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I just wasn't vulnerable enough
Mhm.
to trust anybody from my past,
Right.
dealing with those issues. I didn't really trust people with my emotions.
Yeah.
And so I just pulled up chairs one day, and I just was honest. I was like, listen, we are gonna strut today, but we need to talk, like. And I started sharing what I was feeling. Then everybody started sharing things like, I was molested, I was raped, I
Mhm.
was this, I was
Wow.
that. It got so deep that it was something beyond anything I could have imagined. And it
Yeah.
was really literally, I know it sounds cliche, but in that moment, I came up with strut talk. Because like we're gonna strut, but we're gonna talk about the things we're going through, and then we're gonna strut through those things. Like we're gonna strut through depression and this grief and everything like that. And I started with posture. Like you
Wow.
can't get through anything if you're not in proper position. It's
Absolutely.
like a foundation. Like if
Yeah.
your house, if
Yes.
your foundation is not, if your foundation ain't good, like your house
Hey,
not gonna stand.
that's right.
And I started looking at my body as my foundation. Like if I'm gonna go speak about my son, like I still got to stand firm. Like this, my son,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so either I'm gonna walk in this pain,
Yeah.
meaning allow it to dictate who I am, take my happiness away, all my power, my everything, or am I gonna really trust God and really understand that this is just a part of my story too?
Yeah.
And it wasn't as easy as I'm saying it now because it would take a lot longer than this podcast to talk about that. But in a gist, those are the things that helped me to move forward. I was
Wow.
able to spiritually connect with the fact that my son is not dead. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's absent in his physical, but,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
so I call it runway therapy because we walk every day. And a lot of times, we see people that are walking in pain, just like the person who killed my son.
Yeah.
And we ignore it, we judge them. And sometimes it's just a hurt kid,
Yeah.
that is consumed to their pain and just happen to have a gun,
Yeah.
and so I've been just on this mission to like help hurt people heal because I feel like, happy people don't kill people, like, but hurt people do, you know?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so I'm like, if we all can just accept some of the things that we've gone through, doing this work, I found a lot of people are still like walking in childhood trauma. And so
Yes.
all it takes is a trigger, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's killing
Mm-hmm.
somebody or, you know, with a gun or a car
Yeah.
accident or just anything, like anything
Yes.
that's reckless, And
Yes.
so
And,
now we're here today.
wow, wow. So much value. Listen, let me ask you a question. If y'all getting value already, can y'all give us the hearts on Facebook and give us the likes on YouTube? I wanted to ask you also, uh, uh, you know, and I want to just sort of go back just for a quick second because there's so many people who mourn different ways, and we have people in our community who have faced people who had been killed by other people. Like I said, we from the Reddick Projects. I could remember, a good friend of mine. His name was, I don't even want to say his name because sometimes I get emotional about it. And I remember that he was an innocent bystander, and I says, "Wow, this is crazy." When I heard that he was gone, people mourn differently. On that from that particular point on, I mourned angry, mad at God because I'm like, how could you allow this bozo, to shoot and don't know how to use a gun and hit a person that had nothing to do with anything, and yeah, Titus was a good dude, and
Yeah.
Tyrus, yeah, and and I tell you, there's so many people who've gone through, and the question I have for you, like as a mother, and again, we have people who have not only just who have lost, probably children on our line, but they've had spouses that they had to say goodbye to, brothers, sisters, because again, we do know it didn't have to be one particular type of person, that if you lost
Yeah.
a loved one, people go through
Definitely.
certain things, and they're looking for some type of answer or for somebody to say, this is the way, or it's going to be all right. I remember when my mom had passed away, there was a young lady who came to me, and it was still early, maybe about a good maybe 2 months in after she had passed away. I was still mourning, still, at a low point. And you know how sometimes your mind will search for some type of normalcy, but then it comes back to the dreadful reality, And again, we're not going to stay and harp on this, but I know that since you have the answer for a lot of our women tonight, a lot of the brothers out there tonight, and that is what strategy uh, did you use in order for you to say, in order for you to get up and say, I'm not gonna have this consume me, um,
Yeah.
no matter how you
Oh,
felt, because again, I do know that you do have a acronym for Strut. We're gonna get back to that in a few seconds,
yeah.
but what type of strategy did you have, and what type of mindset did you have to meditate? What was your strategy?
Well, first I want to just say that I was very angry. And so
Got you.
I went through all the stages. I still go through stages right
Absolutely.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was very angry. I wanted revenge. I was like I was livid about. I just wanted payback.
Yes,
That's just what I
yes,
felt like.
yes.
And then I started really, like, honestly, I started really thinking about living to live again. Like, I
Mm,
want to see my kids. Like, I want to see my son again.
yeah.
I started thinking about just like the hurt that I was feeling. Like, I was becoming bitter. I
Hmm.
didn't want to be that. Like, those
Yeah.
were all the things that I have fought like my whole life to like not be. And now I allowed somebody control over my feelings.
Yeah.
And it's like really the power of God for me, because I can, that my son is my only son.
Yes.
And so it was like I prayed for him, like being a young girl who didn't have a dad. I don't have brothers. Like, it
Yeah.
was very important for me to create a good man so that another young girl wouldn't experience like what I experienced.
Yeah.
And so they took more than just my son from me. But I love my kids. I love myself.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to live. I felt like if I just become angry, I'm gonna become reckless.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is no life for me to live, when the whole point of this is for me to still continue to allow my son to live and allow
Yeah.
people to know who he is. And
Yes.
so, my revenge now became showing them that you cannot stop me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm,
you might
mm.
have took my son, but you didn't take me,
Say
and I'm
that.
not going anywhere. And so
Say
I
that.
always explain it like my son passed me a baton. And I used to run track, and so it's like I started looking at things like, he just passed this on to me, and now it's my job to continue. And when I go, somebody else gonna do it, and it's gonna keep on going. But the power was already inside of me,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
just had to activate it. Like, I had to just really believe that all that stuff I had been saying to everybody else, that I really believe that. Like, how can
Yeah.
I tell somebody who got stage 4 cancer, some things to get through their hurt,
Mm-hmm.
when they don't even last 90 days after this, but it motivates them. And I can't even take my own advice. And I started the first thing was when I found myself here, I knew I was mad. I would just
Yeah.
automatically roll my shoulders back. And when I started just sitting straight up in the air,
Yeah.
I realized that I couldn't be mad like this. And so
Mm-hmm.
I started reversing like using the psychological, aspect of it, using my body and reversing my feelings. Like, if I'm mad, like, okay, yeah, my shoulders down, my head's down, like I'm walking in it, and I would
Yeah.
just get here. And
Wow.
so whether that will be me speaking or doing anything, I just started getting stronger and stronger, like, and understanding what the real purpose is. You
Wow.
know,
Wow. Yes. Yes.
this is my purpose, and so I'm on an assignment right now. And so
Yeah.
I just think that when you can trust God with all of your heart, like, you don't
Mm-hmm.
lean on your own understanding,
Say that.
And
Yeah.
even when I'm broken, when I'm mad, when I'm sad, when I'm whatever, I still trust him, and he
Yeah.
always make things clear for me.
Yes.
And like I said, losing my son, it was a loss,
Yeah. Yeah.
but there were also a lot of gains too when I
There
was
we
able
go.
to see clear.
Yes. Yes.
So God showed me he showed me a lot about myself, and that my son is still here. Like, my son
Yes.
is the reason why I've traveled all over the world, and outside the country, just
Yeah.
sharing this message right here. And so,
Wow. Wow. Lolita, let me just say something that people are actually repeating some of the stuff that they're quoting some of the stuff that you're saying. Change your posture. That's big. And again, I do know that your organization have a lot to do with body and body
yeah.
language,
Mhm.
and to change your posture. Can you speak to some of that for us, if you?
Yes, absolutely. Well, as a runway trainer, confidence coach, body confidence coach, I read body language. A lot of times when we walk through this life, like, we're not able to introduce ourselves. We're not able to always tell the world our stories. And what I've learned is that, I am able to teach the secrets of commanding, like, of creating that commanding presence, one
Right.
that attracts opportunity, one that builds your confidence and self-esteem.
Right.
And it's Strut talk, the conversation with no words. And
Right.
so it's just a thing, like, where you see people come up and be like, girl, like, you look like this today. Like, whether it's something negative or positive, it's not because they're guessing. It's because they're having that nonverbal conversation with your body, your facial expressions. And I think that because that's who I am. Like, I'm a person that you can read me from my face. Like, I wear everything on everything, like my heart on my sleeve. And so, yeah, that's what that's about. It's
Wow.
about, standing tall in your truth, like, understanding that that's the first step,
Yeah.
right there. That's the very first step.
Yes, yes. So also now, if I could just backtrack for one quick second, we're going to go right back to that particular point. Um, Especially the time of the morning. Of course, morning is not over. But
No.
at the dreadful time, the nuance, the new time. That more stronger period where it was where you couldn't see your way. I think that if I read correctly, you were saying also because we're going to talk about you being an author, and that you stayed in bed for quite some time and didn't want to wake up. You just wanted to just, stay in your dreams where you could connect with your son at that particular moment because you didn't want to, face the reality of, being in regular life without him. Um, now, of course, were there times, and I'm gonna ask questions that nobody haven't asked because I do believe that a dream is an event, transpiring in the dream world, belonging to your mind when the objective life is withdrawn into rest. In other words, we can't dream until we rest, until we are oblivious to life. And all of the information in your dream, belong to your mind. Rather you remember when you wake up and or not, you still remember it, even if you
Right.
haven't remembered the dream. Now, have there been a journey at the time that you've dreamt? Was your journey? Did you dream a lot about your son during that particular time? Did you connect with him during that particular time? And I know it sounds crazy for some people, but I'm not crazy. I got all my morals, so I know what I'm
Nah,
talking about. Okay.
actually, it's not crazy. And it's
Yeah.
like really something that I don't talk, like, I really don't share with a lot of people because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't understand it. But, I'm a big dreamer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
God really communicates with me through my dreams. And the night that my son got killed, I had a dream that night that somebody shot my son, that somebody was shooting at my son. And
Wow.
so when I woke up that morning, which was like 7:30, I called my mom and I was like really upset. I was crying. I was just like blown, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Had this dream and and I was so torn as to do I tell him? Because my son
Yeah.
was in Virginia, I was in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And my mom, like, we prayed on it, and then I didn't tell him.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
didn't tell him because he didn't like things like that. He felt
Right.
like that would be like jinxing him. And so, but I talked
Yeah.
to him that day
Yeah.
and I didn't tell him anything about the dream. God just put it on my spirit just to, just to tell him that I love him.
Yes.
I couldn't wait to see him. And I was like, yo, do me a favor. He was like, what? And I was like, ask God for forgiveness.
Mm.
And not even
Wow.
thinking really about the dream at this time. No, I just like that just came to me. He was like, I didn't do anything. And I was like, oh, I said, well, for anything you ever done. And he started laughing. He's like, Ma, I did too much. I was like, it
Right.
ain't never too much for God. And we kind of like
Never.
laughed about it.
Right.
And that was my last time talking to him,
Wow.
and, but that hurt me for a long time because I
Yeah.
felt guilty about not telling him that. But
Hmm.
then I had to go back to trusting God. Like,
Yes.
there's no
Yes.
way I don't have that much power. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have more power than God. Like, it's already written. That's God's plan.
Absolutely.
Nothing I could have done because it wasn't like it was clear. Like, I didn't know. It's just.
Yes.
But I've also had dreams that have made me very much at peace.
Hmm. Hmm.
When every time I see my son is happy.
Yes.
I've
Yes.
seen my son with my grandmother, with my cousin, people that he didn't even know. My grandmother passed away. My son was probably 5'2". My
Yeah.
son passed away at 6'2.5". And in
Wow.
the dream, he's 6'2", and my grandmother's her size. And
Wow.
so I've seen so much that and
Yeah.
so many things that happen around me that it's like, oh, yo, that's normal for me. Like that doesn't even scare me. Like
Yeah.
it's like that's
Absolutely.
how connected I am to my boy. Like he's
Wow.
never gonna leave me. And so,
Absolutely.
like I said, I've learned that death is life. Like I've learned so many things.
Yes.
I lost my niece and my nephew also to gun violence.
Oh.
So me and my sisters are three sisters who have our children were murdered all at the hands of a hurt person. You
Wow.
know,
Wow.
and
Mm.
even helping them to them seeing me go through this and not even understanding how I'm getting through it,
Yeah.
but seeing that I am
Yeah.
has given them the encouragement, like, that they're like, if my sister did it, I know I can too. And so
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt as much. And no, I know it hurts just as much, but it's not like with me, I didn't know anybody who had went through it. It was so
Yeah.
foreign that it hurt all of us because it was just like, oh my God, I couldn't even say it. I couldn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
And just to see where I'm at right now shows that God is using me because I was just so private with it. I didn't want to share none of my life with nobody because I couldn't even talk without crying. And
Yeah.
now, like, I might shed a tear, but
Right.
my
Of
shoulder's gonna
course.
be back, and I'm gonna be in proper
Absolutely.
position, you know, so it can
Yeah.
flow,
Yeah.
let it go, and I
Yeah.
keep it moving. So
Yeah, yeah, I hear you, sis. That's what I'm
yes,
talking about.
so
Listen, y'all, if y'all getting value, come on. Are they giving the heart, sis? You got to see this. Wow. Thank y'all for the hearts. And I'm going to tell you, thank you for even being vulnerable to us, And so, listen, when I take a look at, what you've been doing, y'all got to see her work. Oh, my God, man. This lady empower other ladies by strutting the runway, because it's therapy. And, um, of course, you all know that it's strut the runway therapy, And I want you to understand something, y'all. When I took a look at some of her work, I realized and I came across her journal, her book here, and wow, tell us about this, sis. I mean, I know obviously it's been motivated out of what you've gone through. Tell us some other stuff. Go ahead, you got it. It's your night.
okay. And so back last year or year before last, I had a project with the Susan G. Komen Cancer Foundation,
Yeah.
and every day I went live on Instagram for 30 minutes
Wow.
and for 30 days, and I just really motivated the audience with a mantra
Yeah.
and just some, words of encouragement, some exercises to help them release, to reflect, to,
Yes.
just to help to reinvent themselves.
Yes.
And once I did that for 30 days, I started, one of my breast cancer clients said, man, like everybody needs a piece of Lolita in their life. And so
Absolutely.
I wrote this mantra journal called Strut Through It. And really what I did was I used all of the mantras, affirmations that have helped me get through my hard times,
Yeah.
and I put it in a book form. And so instead of just putting now is the time,
Yeah.
I wrote out what that means to me, but also
Mm.
for you. And I
Mm.
mean, if you don't mind, I will read one for you.
Please, if you don't mind, I was going to ask you to do it, because I would have been jealous you did it on other platforms. I'm like, please do it here, let our
All right, so
audience know.
I'm gonna read Today is the Day.
Uh,
All right, so it's actually, let's see.
Now, if you see me going in and out, it's because I want to give you the floor. That's why. So don't be, I didn't
All
get cut
right,
off.
so this is Today is a new day. Live in it. Yesterday is gone forever, and tomorrow is not promised. Those are two things that we know for sure. But often we get so caught up in the yesterdays and tomorrows that we forget about today. This is my reminder to you. You cannot spend another moment complaining about what happened to you yesterday or putting things off that need to be done today until tomorrow. You are blessed with this brand new day to live. Today is your new day to release your limitations and create a new version of what your happiness looks and feels like. Today is the perfect day for you to get one step closer to reaching your goals and making your hopes and dreams your reality. Today is a brand new day to create memories and leave lasting impressions. Today is your fresh start at life and a new day to live, love, learn, and grow. Today is your new day to forgive and to be forgiven. Today is your new day to be grateful. Today is your new day to smile, to laugh, to dance, to pray, and to watch your kids grow. But most importantly, today is a new day to say, I love you, and so much more. Let's start treating today as if it were the only day that existed, and do the same thing tomorrow and all the days to come. Don't get so caught up in what happened yesterday or tomorrow, or what tomorrow holds, that you miss out on the love, blessings, and opportunities that will prepare for you today. Be grateful for today and your new opportunity to live your life with purpose and passion. Today is your fresh start to the rest of your life. Live in it.
Oh my God. Can y'all do me a favor? Y'all give the hearts, y'all. Come on, y'all. Give it up. Y'all. I want to see all the hearts for all of y'all who are out here. Come
Y'all
on,
got me
y'all.
blushing.
Wow. Look, and they giving all the hearts. I want to just say, yo, wow, good to see you. Wow, Robin is on YouTube. Good to see everybody. Do me a favor, y'all give us give us something. Come on, y'all. Wow. Oh man. That's beautiful, Lolita. I'm gonna tell you, you're such a gift from God. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's amazing how God would allow for us to go through certain things that other people couldn't handle, so that you save other people,
Yes,
and allow for other people to have a way out, and
absolutely.
and so I would like to imagine, that you for you to come out of, or not even to come out of, but like for you to really like turn the pain into strength to empower other women. Did you do like sort of like therapy yourself, or did you sort of meditate? Did you do affirmations? Did you
Yeah.
did you do vision boards? Tell us that
Yeah.
process for you.
And so that's a great question. I highly recommend therapy.
Okay.
But for me, everybody's situation is different. I'm a
Yes.
mother of a murdered child, and so it was very hard for me to connect with somebody who hadn't been through that.
Yeah.
And I know, it, and I tried several, and so I went, but I wasn't being honest. I was telling them a little bit of stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't my thing. But I learned a lot too from there. I
Yes.
learned a lot about myself. But what I've been doing is, even if you see like the cover of my book, this
Okay.
is me in Portugal.
Yeah.
And so I'm real big into like holistic, anything natural.
Hmm.
I know that God, the earth, I know it's so many natural ways that can help my spirit, to heal.
Wow.
And so Portugal was one of the places I went to do like things like touch therapy. I
Wow.
did ceremonies like spread my son's ashes.
Yes.
That was my way of healing because,
Yes.
I just wanted to I don't want to do what everybody else does. Like this is what makes me feel good. Like my son was cremated, and so I'm big on going to the ocean,
Yeah.
meditating, having that moment, spreading his ashes everywhere I go. And
Yeah.
so, I'm not a big or a long meditator because it makes me sleepy. But I take
Right.
about 15 minutes just to be
Right.
silent.
That's good. That's good.
I'm big with like going outside talking to the universe,
Yes.
just
Okay.
talking,
Got you.
just talking, and
Yeah.
just asking God,
Yeah.
thanking God, talking to my son,
Yes.
um, being still.
Yes.
I've learned to be okay with being alone
Hmm.
and not being sad or feeling alone.
Wow. That's
And
good.
that's my way of meditating, like just being at peace with being still.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not to even, sound like it's a commercial, but I literally write in this journal.
Wow.
I go back through this over and over again because sometimes I need my own reminder. Like I find
Right.
myself procrastinating. I find myself depressed again.
Yeah.
I find
Yeah.
myself all these things. And so I'm always picking this up. And the great thing about this is it's a journal too. And so
Yes.
every time I find that when I read it, I'm writing down different feelings. Like it's not the same feeling I had last time.
Right. Right. Right.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, meditation has been big. Prayer
Yeah.
has been my hugest go-to.
Yeah.
um and really talking about what I'm feeling.
Yes. Yes.
Before I was suppressing my feelings. I'm very private. I grew up like not telling people your business, and
Yeah.
not trusting anybody, and so I've been very guarded, but really
Yeah.
understanding that.
Oh, we probably lost a little signal. She'll be back. So, but there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
There
like,
you go.
understanding that this is not even about me anymore. Like this is greater than me. And like you said,
Absolutely.
this is about helping someone else to heal,
Yeah.
helping someone else to save their son.
Yeah.
Even with I have a breast cancer survivor right now, stage 4 terminal. She's on in hospice right now. I'm going to
Wow.
Texas. I'm going to Texas for a retreat on March 29th, and just really praying that my friend, just holds on. But
Yeah.
even in the midst of her storm, she's still
Hmm.
talking about strutting through it, shoulders back, head up,
Wow.
core tight, mind right. This is her telling the world that she's on hospice and that I'm
Wow.
still going to strut through it. That is what this is about for me. You know,
Yes.
if you're
Yes.
gonna ride it, you gotta ride it till the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? Walking in it meaning death, strutting through it meaning live. And that's what I'm
Wow.
choosing to do. I'm choosing to live.
Wow. Let me, yeah, if y'all, man, listen, if y'all getting value, do me a favor, just give us the hearts, y'all. Please give us the thumbs up, the hearts. Thank you, YouTube. I see people on YouTube. Thank you for the hearts, the thumbs up. Wow. Beautiful, y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you know that you're getting value out of Lolita, let me tell you something. You are a gift. I'm so happy to have ever known you. To ever come across. I know God loved me because I'm coming across great people. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mhm.
know I know that our community is being blessed by your testimony, And so when we talk about the women who strut the runway, I've seen some of the stuff and how you coach them, It's assertive, and you let
Yes.
them know we're gonna shake this off.
Yes.
Tell us bring us into that particular place. Again, I seen the women and they talk about wow, what a difference. And we're going to also come back and talk about, you going and doing motivational speaking and stuff like that and doing
Yes.
different conferences and stuff and runways and stuff. But talk to us about that particular process about,
So
runway that.
Yeah, so
The
really, like, it all started, like I said, with Runway. And so my for-profit business is Loco Strut Runway. And that's
yes,
just my name, Lolita Nicole. And you know, it's aggressive, it's assertive,
yes,
it's modeling with a message. And so
yes,
we use it as theatrical runway. So we do domestic violence events. We're walking with signage. You know,
yes,
we tell stories with our body language. You know, like you saw us in New York, we were doing strut through
yeah,
it, strut talk to retreat. Where I take,
yes,
you know, students who are, you know, struggling with dealing with life challenges and put them in situations where I'm building their confidence by putting them on display. You
right.
know,
Say that.
having messages of empowerment on their jackets. You know, really showing people how to strut with confidence and authority, how to walk in a room and own it. You know,
Yes.
how to meet somebody like you without saying anything.
Look at this.
That day, like that right there was a
Yeah.
moment where we all gathered, and I wanted to take them to the highest place in New York City that we could be outside. And I wanted them to look at that as their life, the
Mm.
elevation of their life. And if they believe they can get that high, they can in real life. And that's
Wow.
also the highest place that we can release like anything that's been holding us back. Just speak it and let it go. And then we're gonna hold hands because we're one. And none of us are
Wow.
different. We might have, you know, you might not have been molested, but you might have been abused. You know,
Right. Right.
everybody been through something. You know, we
Right.
all have a story. We
Yes.
all have a story. But my question to people is, what does your strut say about you? You know,
Oh.
the last thing I want my strut to say about me is that I'm broken. You know, that
Mm.
somebody took my happiness from me. Like, that's never gonna happen. My strut is gonna say that I'm a warrior. I'm this, I'm that. And then when you meet me, then I'll tell you that I lost my son, because that doesn't dictate how I move through this life. I'm gonna always move with this power and authority because it's in me. You know, it's in me. It's like, how do you not do that? You know, when you know something is in you and you're capable of doing it. And you know, I have my moments of weakness, but you know, there's nothing weak about me, you know. And so for my son, I just stand tall. For my niece, for my nephew, and even for your sons, for your
Yeah.
nieces and nephews, like, it's not even about mine no more. You know, the fashion show picture that you see, that's my annual show. It's called A Son for My Son, and I honor mothers of murdered children, and we highlight those lost to gun violence and domestic violence. And we walk in honor of these children, and the number grows every year. You know, we use this as our fundraiser so that we can continue to be a support and an advocate for other families that are going to go through this as long as we have hurt people. It's
Wow.
inevitable. It's like, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not just for it's for the parents too, because a lot of us are hurt parents. And if you a hurt parent, you're gonna raise a hurt kid. You know what I'm saying? And so really starting to know that all of us are hurt. The moms are hurt, your grandma was hurt, and then they just really raised you and loved you the way that a hurt person could. And you know, and then we grow up and we dress it up with like a nice house or, you know, a degree or a car,
Yeah.
but that pain is still there, and all it takes is a trigger. And so
Mm.
whether it's like you got a failed marriage because you don't know how to communicate, you know, or you don't know how to be intimate because you dealt with rejection, it's so many things that people are walking in. And I just feel like the more that we can release, the more we're
Yes.
going to create like happiness within ourselves and have more value for each other, you know?
Oh man, Lolita, I wish I could have you the whole night on this platform. Listen, if y'all getting value, people are saying this is awesome, this is amazing. But listen, do me a favor, y'all. Hang tough. We'll be right back. Lolita, stay right there. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Donald Francis, and I want to say thank you to our community for all of you who've been donating on our Cash App. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not one to be receiving certain things, but thank you for those of you who've said to me, we believe in your platform and we want you to get bigger people on your platform to be a blessing to other people. And that's all we want to do. Don't forget our giveaways. Go to manifestedthoughts888@gmail.com. That's where you'll type in giveaway and let us know what episode you've seen us on. And then bam, just like that, you in there, you know? But I want to say again, thank you, because I know it's better to give than to receive. I'm not asking for anything. I just want to give you my gratitude. Wow, y'all. Wow. I just do? What did I just do? I didn't know what I was doing. Wow. Thank y'all so very, very much. Just wanted to say we're grateful to you. And where's Lolita? Where's she at? Okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. Wonderful, y'all. I just wanted to just share that with you. We got one more commercial, then we're going to come back and then we're going to land a plane with our sis. And I got to have her back for part two. But y'all just hang tough, even for this one. And we'll be right there. Yo, what's up, everybody? This your boy Donald Francis, and welcome to Manifested Thoughts Podcast, where we're helping people bring their imagination into reality. Yo, we're already giving away gifts, and we're only a few subscribers in. The only thing you have to do is go to manifestedthoughts888@gmail.com. One more time, manifestedthoughts888@gmail.com. After you do that, you'll type in giveaways and type in one of the topics that we talked about on our platform. And bam, it's over. Just like that. Back to the program. Gonna hit the ground running. All right, and we're back. I did it right this time, Lolita. Good to see y'all again. Thank y'all for those of you who've been giving away get the giveaways. We know that Mr. Darius Garland was our last month's winner who won a $100 gift card, and we just want to give things away and give you value, and get big people like my sister here, who is a coach extraordinaire. And I know you all wish I could just dive right into her life. I want even some more. Listen, I want to say, please don't forget to catch us on Channel 49 TV every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. And don't forget that, y'all, that we're also found on several other platforms like Spotify and iHeart Radio and things like that. I want to get those out the way because, again, until we get sponsors, we have to sponsor ourselves, And when I look at my sister, she's been doing just that, and she's been blessing people and being a blessing to people financially. And again, when people who like her who come on this platform to give us value and to be vulnerable the way she is, and to do the things that she done and to get through the things that she got through, I have to personally be a blessing also to you, sis. So I just want to say that, and I just want to say just thank you for doing what you do, even coming on these platforms. And I normally don't go over 9 o'clock. We still have a few more minutes, and so I just want to just ask you just two more questions, if it's all right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Cool. So now we know that you have started the organization. We know that you got your book. We know that you're empowering different women, obviously, and also men. And by the way, I want you to take a look at this real quick. When they went as high as they could go, notice it's not only women in this picture. There are men in this picture as well.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of us who are as vulnerable. And one of the things that I've learned, sis, is that, a lot of men have been taught, from maybe early in their life to learn how to pick up the H and just handle it.
Yeah.
And, there's so many men out there who will try their best to find validation, through their father, through their mom, depending upon the situation is in
Right.
their lives, and they'll go on seeking approval. And then this spill over even into relationships, and they themselves may not know how to be fathers. They'll second guess, or they'll see and mimic other people and what they do, but you can always imitate something and not be. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Hmm.
And it just take a lot to be, and life will share with you and show you, how to become by messing up, And I believe that sometimes everybody who have become a failure in their life 10 times over are those of them who become successful. And oftentimes I hear my friend Sean Cannell, he oftentimes say, that success is not you making it to the top. Success is your journey. And so if you have a journey, you're already
Yeah,
successful. Sis,
absolutely.
sis, you're writing journals, you're writing books, you're empowering people. So let us know, what do you do about your conferences, and how do you go about, how do people schedule you? What have you been doing in that
Well,
particular area?
so I have my website, lolitafrazier.com. And
Okay,
so if you need me for a speaking engagement,
yeah,
whether that be, women's empowerment,
yeah,
in schools, prison systems, like I do all of that. You can also book a virtual session. And so the
cool,
virtual session looks like it's me talking to you, finding out what's holding you back. It's really just that motivation, but also virtually teaching you how to strut.
all right,
And also, if you want to bring Strut Talk to your city, it's so easy. Like, it's
wow,
just a matter of you getting your people and let me know, and I'll fly out to your city and we make it happen. And so my next state is Texas. I'm going to Waco, Texas to do a retreat for breast cancer survivors.
Wow.
Um, and then I have like so many things. Like I said, my annual show that's coming up, and
Yes.
throughout the year we do all of our projects. So
Yes.
I'm big in the community. We even do strut talk in the streets, where we go out and empower the homeless and teach them how to strut through their pain and find out
Wow.
really why they out there. Like, they're not out there because they want to be. They're stuck somewhere. And I have one homeless guy right now who's actually writing a book, because
Wow.
of the empowerment and the motivation. And so, you can find me on my all platforms, like social media platforms, and really let's just connect. It's something that people aren't really, you don't know until you experience it, how much
Yes.
how much you need it in your life.
Yes.
And it is really that serious. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing next. I'm doing everything next.
That's what I'm talking about. Listen, y'all, we're going to definitely leave the description, at the bottom of this particular platform so that everybody can glean and get and click on and do all of this stuff. You got all these hearts going on, sis. It's like a Christmas tree right now.
Yes.
Sis, I want to say thank you for being on this platform, blessing our community.
Thank you.
I pray that you've gained even more followers even from tonight, and you've empowered now probably over 500 women, out of their pain and into, their prosperity state, that
Yeah.
would cause men and women alike to say, I can do this, when you feel
Yeah.
that you can't. And I do know that you are the core piece and the epitome of learning and teaching people to not allow for your feelings to tell you what to believe,
Right.
but you tell your feelings what you're going to do.
That's right.
And we do,
Absolutely.
and because of the fact that you are, an extraordinaire when it comes down to empowering women and men, and you got this assertiveness about yourself, you realize, like Mr. Coach Red Pill, he says, there's a difference, between amateurs and pros. Says amateurs do certain things according to how they feel. Pros do things regardless of how they feel,
That's right.
And so I know sometimes you don't feel like going out.
Yeah.
Sometimes even after you say, yeah, we're going to do this, but you go out, and then when you do it, it empowers
Yeah.
you even that
It's
much
your
more.
reminder. Every
It's
time it's your reminder. Yes.
absolutely.
And then,
Let-
so if I could lead the audience with one thing,
I was
I
going to
want
ask.
to just say that, be gentle with yourself. Um, know that, whatever that thing is that hurt you, or that person, like, is no reflection of you, but just a reflection of a hurt person. And that the next time you feel like you're in a situation, like you feeling some type of way, instead of you trying to change your mind, I want you to change your posture. And so the strut list for everybody, I want you to think about each day when you get up, out of bed. You want to make sure you roll your shoulders back. You want to make sure that your chest is out, your chin is up, your core is tight, and your mind is right. And just know that we not pushing through nothing in life. We strutting. Every step that you take, just know that this is your story, and can't nobody tell it like you. And sometimes it's not going to be with words. It's strut talk, the conversation with no words.
Yo, if y'all got value off of that, listen, y'all, give us the hearts. Give us, again, we are with Lolita Frazier, who is the coach runway extraordinaire, and it is runway therapy. I'm thanking you. Thank you, and all of you for just being here. And I hope that you've not only enjoyed, it's not a show, the platform where we get a chance to bring you real talk and real things. Lolita, hang tough for a second, sis. Listen, y'all, this your boy Donald Francis, and this is Manifested Thoughts podcast, where we're helping people bring their imagination into their reality. Listen, y'all, do something with what it is that you just heard, and don't sit on it. Listen, put what you heard into action and do it now. We're over and out. Peace.